Welcome to the Morale Booster Network, a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. I remain your host, Dr. John Ugulu. I am an author, speaker, and strategist. I always say experience is the best teacher. You can stream or download this podcast from YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Google Podcast, Player FM, and Pandora. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, Morale Boosters. Welcome to the Morale Booster Podcast, and I am Dr. John Ugulu, your host. Today, we are thrilled to welcome our special guest, Snehal R. Singh. If this is your first time listening to the Morale Booster Podcast, you are very welcome. Please like, comment, and share the broadcast. And that's because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear the message that we will be sharing today. Morale Boosters, let's embark on this inspiring journey together. And before I start, I'd like to remind you who's listening to us right now that every day above ground is indeed a blessed day. And why do I typically say that? It's because so many people went to bed last night having plans for today. And unfortunately, some couldn't see daylight. But yes, you are able to hear me speak right now because you are blessed with the gift of life. Yes. So if you are genuinely happy to be alive this moment, I want you to place your hand on your chest and say, I am blessed. Yes, you are blessed. Wherever you're listening to me from, you are blessed. Today, we're having a conversation with Snehal. Now, who's this lady? She's based in India. Now, Snehal is the founder and chief executive officer of Mind Spirit Publishing. She's also a Tedx and a best-selling author, a visionary, entrepreneur, and expert in change work. Renowned for her vibrant energy and pioneering contributions to the field of change work and mindset, she has collaborated with professionals across more than 13 countries and also facilitated the publication of over 400 authors. Dedicated to planting the seed of love and abundance in every individual she encounters, Snehal's impactful work has garnered numerous national and international accolades. Her achievements have been featured in prestigious publications such as Femina India, Fox 34, Boston Herald, New York Headline, the Indian Express, and the Times of India. Snehal's debut book, titled I Work for Me, marked the beginning of her literary journey. She has since spearheaded the creation of over 12 co-authored book series, publishing over 300 authors on topics including coaching, entrepreneurship, life purpose, and personal development. Her mission is to help clients unlock their true potential and align with their life's purpose. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, please join me as I welcome to the Morale Booster this great woman all the way in India, Snehal Singh. Snehal, thank you so much for joining me on the Morale Booster podcast. Yeah, you're on mute, so you need to unmute your mic. You are on mute. All right. Yes. All right.
Oh, I was on mute. Thank you once again, John, for having me here. And it's a privilege to be here. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I want you all to please remember to like and share this. Snehal, I hope you have also shared this broadcast on your
Ready.
page. Yes, go
Yes,
ahead, share it on your broadcast so that people can listen and hear everything we will be talking about today. This platform is all about online coaching and mentoring. So thank you once again for joining me, Snehal.
absolutely.
Great. All right. So Snehal, you've had incredible success with Mind Spirit Publishing, and you have helped over 400 authors to share their voices. Now, in your experience, how does a growth mindset play a critical role in an entrepreneur's ability to overcome challenges and achieve long-term success in the publishing industry?
I think growth mindset is how we are naturally born with, because in nature, everything grows. Like, we haven't seen a plant that doesn't grow into a tree. Everything grows. Okay. So I feel growth mindset is something that each individual needs to be in alignment to be in this universe and grow. And it's natural to grow, it's effortless, it's easy. However, how to have that growth mindset and what is different? Okay, I personally believe entrepreneurial mindset is something that every individual needs, whether you're an employee or an entrepreneur, or you choose to be a homemaker. And that is something that I saw needed highest work when it came to authors and entrepreneurs. Working on yourself and working on thinking big and believing in yourself was the key for everything at the core. So, I took up a challenge in 2019 for my own self that I will connect, because I was very new to the author world and I wanted to get there faster. So I took up a challenge that I will connect with 100 authors in a year, okay, and see what is it that that is their journey, whether they're writing, they're publishing their book, or they're marketing, whichever phase they are at. And what I realized is any individual who said that I'm writing this book only so that I could help at least 10 people, at least one person, the book traveled only that far. And the people who had planned for success, which means they, while they were writing, they were dreaming about where all the book will travel, what all will happen, what all can I gain, and how more can I help people, those books traveled more. So when you're actually writing a book or being an entrepreneur and starting a business, we're here to serve. Now that service has a soul, and it will travel as far as you imagine it to be. So if you're happy with only if 10 people read it, that's why there are so many books that are best selling, but then they are dead links after a year. Nobody's actually going there. So I don't know if I answered your question, but
Yes, yes, you did.
it's
You did.
who
You
you
did.
are.
Thank you so much. You shared so many very vital points. You said growth mindset is innate. We are all born with growth, the ability to grow. In fact, when I was growing up, when I was in is it elementary school or even middle school,
Middle school, yeah.
yeah, they taught us about the characteristics of human beings. We used to have this acronym called Mr. Niger D. M stands for movement, R stands for respiration, N stands for nutrition, I stands for irritability, G stands for growth, E
Wow.
stands for excretion, R stands for reproduction, and D stands for death. So that's the acronym we were taught in high school of the characteristics of a human being, or for a living thing rather, not human being. Characteristics of a living thing. So growth is always part of the whole process, like you mentioned. So, but it is intent. We have to intentionally activate the growth mindset. It is within us, like you said, but we have to intentionally activate it. You also said we have to be intentional about our goals.
Yes.
If our goal is to help one person, then that's a small goal. But if we say our goal is to help millions and billions of people, then that's the goal. Like for me, my long term goal is to help 1 billion or more people find their purpose in life. And I have a timeline. I'm giving myself till the 31st of December 2041 to help 1 billion or more people find their purpose. Now, why
Wow.
did I say 2041? Because that goal, I set that goal for myself in the year 2021.
One. Got it.
Yeah, so I was looking at 20 years from that time, right? So thank you so much for sharing that, and I really do appreciate you for that. Now, I have another question I want to ask you.
Yes.
And yeah, you are a okay. Before I go into that question, you talked about people being best-selling authors, and after a while, that's the end of it. I like to speak to any author out there who's listening to me right now. I've come to realize that it's not all about selling your books. You could sell your books, and the people who buy those books might not read.
True.
So you need to decide, what precisely do you want? Do you just want to sell books and make money and not make any impact? Or would you rather make impact? Because if you want to sell the books, you will sell them, but nobody would read them. But if you want to create a program, you should always think about creating a program where you can sell and at the same time make sure that they read these books. Having a program is what would help you as an author to make more money, because somebody can pay you up to $5,000 for your program where your book will be used in the curriculum. So I just want to put that out for authors who are listening to us right now. Thank you so much. And yeah, my next question for you, Snehal, is, as a best-selling author that you are, and an expert in change work, I see you've worked with people across various fields, right? So, what do you believe are the key mental shifts or mindset changes that entrepreneurs and aspiring authors need to make in order to step into their full potential?
Um, so I'm just going to say outright exactly what my belief is and what I learned the hard way. The one biggest shift I believe is knowing that we are part of this world, which means everything is available for me. Everything that is best is available, and everything is available in abundance. Just because one gets it, other will not get it is not true. Nature, everything grows. Okay, so just knowing, and if I may, working from the space of I am a child of this, I am child of God, or I am child of any power that you believe in, then everything is yours. That's one biggest shift, that you're never alone. I think the biggest challenge any entrepreneur author faces is in their journey. Sometimes they feel lonely or alone because they feel nobody's understanding what their vision, their dreams are. And that's when things start becoming difficult. But they don't have to be. Also, we have been told over years that success is a lonely road. When you're at the top, you may have to be alone, or having a lot of money is not good, or so on and so forth. So all those beliefs somewhere start holding people back, and they don't know whom to talk to. So knowing that it doesn't have to be that way. We all are creators of our life, and we can write the next chapter of our life. So I am the creator is the second belief. So I am a child of God or universe or whichever it is, the power that you believe in. Two, I am the creator. I get to choose what I want my life to be like. And third, belief that I believe the shift that every individual should make or bring in is understanding that change is a part and parcel of life. Because the moment you become comfortable, growth slows down. So, in discomfort, there is growth. In discomfort, there is more. And in discomfort, there is, or in unknown, there is more pleasure as well. So, change is something that you got to be friends with. So, if you can make these three shifts and know that you got to be ready to change, I think you're all set.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. You made some really, really valid points that do resonate with me. Um, one, you said developing a mindset that would help you know that there is no lack of resources in the world. That there's no lack of resources in the world at all.
Can
That's what you
I add
said.
here something? So
Yes.
this is something I learned on the first day when I enrolled to be a coach, that we all are born whole and complete, and all resources lie within us. They're not outside us, they're within us. We just got to be resourceful and tap into that. And I think that was a changing factor in my life when I realized that, you know what, I am resourceful in any given situation if I can choose to pay attention to what do I have rather than what I don't have. And as I said, we all have enough. So sorry, I had to interrupt because we are on a coaching conversation,
No, no,
and
no. It's all
this
right.
is something that I think sets the tone for coaching. Each and every individual who's whole and complete and has everything that they need to be successful.
That absolutely resonates with me, because um a mindset is the most powerful thing ever. Yesterday I did a podcast and I talked about the two types of minds that we have. We have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And whatever we feed into the subconscious mind is what we stick with. That because that's where habits are formed. That's where beliefs
Correct.
are formed, the subconscious mind. So yes, understanding that we need to intentionally develop the mindset of abundance is key, and that resonates with me. We need to know who we are. We
Yes.
need to know that we are not alone. You said that. We need to know that we are never alone. You know, we're never ever alone. I like that. I am a person of faith. I believe in God. So I know that the God that feeds the birds in the desert, if the desert birds that live in the desert can find food to eat, I know we as humans, we have the brain, we have the willpower, we have everything. There's no lack of resources. I've seen
True.
people who will say, "Hey, I cannot start my business because I don't have capital." And I always tell them, lack of capital is not why you don't want to start the business. It's lack of idea.
Yeah.
Yes, we too many people lack the idea to start. Now, you want to set up a restaurant and you feel if you don't have $1 million, you cannot set up a restaurant. What happens to you taking some of the food items you have in your closet and start cooking with that and selling from your house? You start there, right? Somebody would say, "Hey, I want to start an event center." And if he or she doesn't have $1 million to rent the event space or to build the event space, they won't start. No. What happened to you being an event consultant? What happens to
True.
you starting as a consultant, reaching out to
I think
friends and
that's
family?
what we call resourcefulness, right?
Yes, yes, resourcefulness. So yes, everything is in abundance. So thank you so much for sharing that. And you also said change is part of life. There is a quote by Heraclitus that says, "The only constant in life is change."
Change.
And I believe that. Thank you. All right. So let's go to my next question for you.
Mhm.
With the diverse backgrounds and expertise of the authors you've collaborated with, what common thread do you see in those who succeed in both personal and professional growth? So, what common
Uh,
characteristics do you see amongst those who succeed, as from the authors you've worked with?
so whether it is an author or an entrepreneur or any other role, I personally have noticed, either as a coach or as a publisher or anyone, few characteristics that are different than a successful person's versus non-successful. They don't have to be talented. They're not the most talented people on the earth. But what they know is their self-worth, and they're ready to do what it takes to be successful. So the flexibility quotient in terms of understanding that, okay, I will hit failure, but let's rewind and see what I missed, where can I go. So they're friends with failure. They are flexible to what is required out of them. Okay. And third, they're very, very, very aware of what is it that they want. I think clarity plays a very important role in anyone to be successful or not be successful, whether you're looking at manifestation, or as people quote it as luck, or actual hard work or smart work. Clarity does play an important role. One another common factor I felt is these people know what their why is. Why are they doing what they're doing? What is their why behind showing up every single day? And the last part, these are people who take ownership. You'll never find them giving reasons or pointing fingers. Even if they're late because of traffic, they'll say, I'm sorry, I started late. The statement will not be, I'm sorry, but there was unexpected traffic. So there is not even a tiny blame in their language pattern, where they own the responsibility and they know I'm the creator of my life and the outcome that I'm getting is to the input that I'm giving. So I personally feel, yes, these are certain characteristics that are different than a successful person's versus someone who is yet struggling to be successful.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. And they all resonate with me. You talked about self-worth. You've noticed that they all have self-worth. That's how they make themselves different from others. They have self-worth and they are ready to act immediately. No procrastination. And you
Yes.
also said they are friends with failure, which means they understand that failure is a sign of work in progress. So they understand that you must, at every point, have to fail their way to success. Thank you. And you talked about clarity about what they want, knowing their vision, knowing what precisely they want to do, which is very important to everybody who's listening right now. And you said they take ownership. They don't complain. So for everybody who's listening right now, please, if you have not already shared this broadcast, please go ahead, like and share this broadcast, because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. But one thing I always tell people is that information all by itself does not lead to it doesn't lead to transformation. Information by itself does not lead to transformation. But the conversion of that information is what leads to transformation. So, whatever information you will be getting from Snehal and myself right now, please be ready to convert it so that your life can be transformed. Thank you so much, Snehal. So, I have another
Yes.
question I want to ask you now. Your book
Mm-hmm.
titled I Work for Me emphasizes personal empowerment and self leadership. So, how can business leaders and entrepreneurs apply the principles of self leadership to create more innovative, thriving companies while staying aligned with their deeper purpose? So, how can they use your book? How can entrepreneurs use your book to how can they apply it to their self leadership to create more innovative and thriving companies?
So I will simplify. But first, you're right. My book, I Work for Me, is for new entrepreneurs, someone who is at an ideation phase and wondering how do I really get started. Okay, but it has no business techniques in it. The reason is because it focuses on mindset. Everything starts in your mind. Okay, and as we say, everything happens twice: once in my mind, once in reality. So, what am I thinking as an entrepreneur is the key. Second, to be a self leader, we first need to understand that your business at initial phases is an extension of who you are. So, what values you have, your business is going to have similar values. It has a very simplified formula. I tried to simplify it as much as possible. And the entire book comes down to a simple acronym, which is I am brand. So when I am at an initial phase of my entrepreneurship, where I'm designing and planning and first 3 years of my business where I'm setting up, which are the most difficult years, knowing that your brand is an extension of who you are. It is going to develop with time. So, who are you, and what is your business all about? So, purpose is another question that you ask, how to be in alignment with your purpose. What is your why behind starting? So, to lead something, because even if you're a solopreneur, as we call it, a single entrepreneur who's running their business by self, it is your business itself has an entity, which is what people recognize you with. So, do you know what you're doing? Do you have a plan in place? Okay. You know what's surprising? So, last year I did a survey just to check how many entrepreneurs actually have a business plan in the first 3 years of they starting their business, especially solopreneurs. And you'd be surprised, 100 different entrepreneurs, when I asked them to fill the form, I had around 83 people who said we have not even thought about a business plan. We're just going by, okay, this is the service I provide, tell me what I can give, and then I'm sending a personalized proposal. And it is just going by one day at a time, 1 week at a time. And mostly there is no calculation about your monthly expenses towards your, what are you really doing in the books. So I work for me very simply tells you what mindset do I need to know that I am working for me as a brand. I am not the boss. I am not the, okay, let me go one step back. Most people become entrepreneurs because they want to get away from a 9 to 5 job where they don't want to answer people. And that employee mindset gets into your way when you move towards entrepreneurship all by yourself. I work for me reminds you that your brand is an extension of you, and you need to first start by knowing that it's a brand that you are working for. When you create it and it becomes big, is when you can say, okay, I'm the boss of everything. But until then, if you can treat your brand as something that you're working for, you'll be able to be more accountable, more resourceful, and you will show up. Otherwise, you're going to keep delaying that one email that you have to send, that one response that you have to give saying, I'm the boss, who's going to question me? But that affects the service that we're providing. So I don't know if I answered your question, but
Yes,
yes,
you did.
for me, it's a reminder.
You did. You did. We should at every point in time separate ourselves from our business because it is a brand. And yeah, like you rightly said, too many people. Like I was on the phone with a relative a few hours ago, and she says she's tired of working for somebody. And I say, yeah, I understand that. But if you decide to go into business, probably maybe right now you're earning $70 an hour. When you go into business, you will start earning especially your own business, you will be earning $10 an hour
True.
for
True
your
that.
business. So, and right now you work probably like 8 to 10 hours max, 10 hours max. When you get into your own business, initially, when you're still trying to figure it out, you will work 20 hours a day or 22 hours a day,
As
and you
my
would
mentor
receive,
says, you work every day that ends with a Y, which is every
yes,
day.
every day, every day, and you would receive $10. So you're going to drop from $70 to $10. So don't expect that it's going to be easier. It will
True.
not. So, but we must always learn to separate ourselves from it. And where can our listeners get your book? Where can they purchase your book
It's available on Amazon and
from?
Barnes and Noble. Yeah.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can go get a copy of our book now on Amazon. The
Yes.
title of the book is "I Work for Me." Yes, I work for me. Yes, it's available on Amazon. Go get a copy right now. Once again, if you are still listening to us, thank you so much. Please remember to like and share this broadcast because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. Yes, Snehal, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, um, you know, sharing those words of wisdom, inspiration, and experience with members of the Morale Booster community. And I hope when next I invite you, you will be willing to come and speak to members of our community.
Always, anytime.
All right. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, please follow her on Instagram. You will find her contact information there. Follow her right now. If you've got any questions, feel free to send her a DM and she will respond to you at her earliest convenience. Okay? Please do that and you will be blessed. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you here. And
Thank you. Thank you.
yes, to all our listeners, I know by the grace of God, we are streaming on multiple platforms. We are streaming on 20 plus platforms, but we are only on three video platforms. And those three video platforms are YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And over 17 other platforms are audio platforms, including iHeartRadio, Spotify. So you can all go there right now and download or listen to the podcast. And I always say, whatever has a beginning surely does have an end. So it's about that time where we would bring this program to a close. We are excited to share some amazing ways for you who's listening to us to stay connected with our mission and continue to grow together. Your support and engagement means the world to us. There are several ways for you all to stay connected with us. You can support our mission and help us continue uplifting lives. We are an online coaching and mentoring platform. You can support us by making a donation. If you or anyone you know has been positively impacted within the last 5 years of us providing this podcast mentoring to you, if you have been impacted positively and you want to support us with a donation, please visit www.johnuhulu.com. It's www.johnughulu.com. Your generosity allows us to keep spreading hope and positivity. And if you want to buy inspirational books or listen to our latest podcast episodes, you can also visit the website www.johnuhulu.com. Go to resources and it will take you to the right page. And lastly, you can become a part of our growing community where we uplift and inspire one another every day. If you subscribe today for just $10, you will receive exclusive content, daily motivation, and access to special events. As a subscribed member of the Morale Booster Empire, you have the opportunity of being nominated for our annual Morale Booster Award program. And you can also stand a chance of being nominated for the President's Lifetime Achievement Award. So thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Together, we can continue to make a lasting impact and spread positivity in all we do. I don't know who's listening to us right now. I don't know what you know about yourself. Neither do I know what the people around you know about you. But here is one thing that I, John, know about you who's listening right now. I know you have greatness within you. I know you have all it takes to move from where you are to where you want to be. I know you have all it takes to become the best version of yourself. And remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Stay blessed, everybody, and bye for now.